Lisa from Creative Curious Learning and Living here on YouTube, and in today's video I am going to be sharing with you our favorite resources and also the read alouds that we did in our homeschool this year. So there is a few resources, a few tools or books that are not particularly curriculum that we have used in our homeschool this past year and also in the previous year. I'm a second year homeschooling mom, been homeschooling since September of 2020. And so these are some resources that have been there from the beginning and a few new ones this year. I just wanted to go ahead and share them with you because they have really helped our family and really enriched our homeschool experience. So I thought that maybe they would help you in your homeschooling journey. And if not, that's okay. Maybe it will spark an idea for another resource that is out there. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to share the resources. So the first one, so I have a second year preschooler this last year and a grade 1 student. So the resources are going to be preschool, grade 1, kindergarten themed. So the first one is Letter Factory from Leapfrog. I had been hearing so much about this, and I know about Leapfrog, but my preschooler was wanting to learn sounds. He knew all his letters, so I thought that this would be such a great resource, and I actually got it as a free book DVD on Thrift Books. I had one available, and I think I only paid $1.50 to get it to Canada for shipping, but it has been so worth it. At first we found it on YouTube, but it wasn't great quality there, or at the best quality, so I wanted to go ahead and pick up the DVD, and it has worked really, really well for my preschooler, almost kindergartner, and he has learned so much about letter sounds. And even my oldest just really loves watching it, getting those reminders, and this will be a great tool for my 2-year-old, and it already is a great tool for her. So I am so happy that we tried this out. It's so simple, but it's fun, and they don't even really realize that they're learning. It's so great. And then the next items is like a 2-for-1. So these are new to us this year. These are the math gears, the subtraction, the addition. They also have multiplication and division. We are not there yet, so I did not go ahead and pick them up. But these were just fun add-ons when we needed a little bit of a mental break from math, or I wanted to test them to know where they're at. Or we were getting towards the end of the school year and we just wanted to just switch it up a little bit. Just a fun tool that they can pull out on their own and practice math. So you have the different sections and you just turn it and you get different equations, and then the answer is behind here and the answer turns with the gears. So it's like a fast facts math thing, and we just really liked the challenge of this and the extra practice. All right, then the next 2 resources, which is another 2-for-1, is the 100 Devotions About God and Science by Louis Giglio. So there is the Indescribable 100 Devotions About God and Science, and then there is How Great Is Our God, another 100 Devotions About God and Science. So we have used these since the beginning of our homeschool. I really felt like I wanted to add more God into science and have that perspective. And these books are filled with so much facts that I didn't even know. And these have enriched some of our curriculums that we already have. In my kindergarten picks, I'm going to be sharing about a curriculum called Come Sit By Me. And I use these if we were learning about a certain animal or a certain topic, like bugs. I would find a devotional about bugs and we'd learn from God's perspective about bugs. And you can totally sit down and read this as a devotional, but we used it as a add-on to our curriculums. And even after we do that with that curriculum, and as I dive into it more with this curriculum again, because I use that curriculum in kindergarten as well for my son, I want to just sit down and put this in our morning basket and reread it because there's so much in here. I feel like you need to go through it a few times. Same with this. And there is a 3rd one that we did pick up for our homeschool this year as well. So I'm super excited about these, or I am I am super excited about these. I'm super excited to continue using these. They have been so amazing and so helpful in our homeschool journey. And then we have the September & Co. character cards. These were a bit of a bigger purchase, but I really like them, and I'd watched so many videos about them, so I ended up getting all 3 of the sets. So you have the Character Matters World Everyday Moments, and you got the different words, and then it's cautiousness. And how can I be more cautious? I can know what God says is right and good and obey my parents, take time to think when I make decisions, and not do things that could end in destruction. So that's an interesting one, but just different ways to be alert in the world. Consistency. How can I be more consistent? And I can do what I decided to do, know what I believe and stick to it, make good habits, treat all people with respect. And then it has a Bible verse. There's a ton of words to navigate in the world and to be aware of. And then there's also the Character Matters Home and Everyday Moments. So same thing, cheerfulness. How can I be more cheerful? The Bible verse that applies to it. These are super simple to add into your morning basket. And yeah, character cards, a Bible. So we have only gone through the home ones this past year. So gratefulness. And it also has the definition under the words. So great. September & Co. We picked up these manners cards, and we really enjoyed these, and I felt like they were really helpful. They have the different characters on them, and then on the back, so this one is interrupting, and it's like on the back, waiting for my turn to speak, and how can I do that? So I can interrupt if it is emergency, wait to the side quietly until it's my turn, and I won't go ahead and read all of it, but then it has what is the definition of interrupting, and the opposite of it is waiting quietly, patient, and consistent. So you have interrupting, gratitude, sportsmanship. So it's giving you these tools. How do you navigate these different things? Having that conversation with your kids, how they can do good at these places and how they can be kind in all that they do. So that was play dates, courtesy, greetings, how do we greet people, how do we be kind, everyday manners, visiting others, what do we do when we go see other people at their house, cleanliness, hospitality, the golden rule, and table manners. So these are super simple, but it definitely opened up a lot of good conversations with my kiddos. So love these. And before we get to our read alouds, I have one more resource that we used this last year. So this is just a book, and it is called It's My Way or the Highway, Turning Bossy into Flexible and Assertive. So sometimes my kids can be bossy, and sometimes they don't understand that they don't always get their way. I think as adults too, this is something that can be hard to navigate. So I picked this book up to kind of help battle those things. How do we be more flexible in our life? How do we see the situation that we don't understand and turn it into good? And yeah, it's just a really great book about this little girl who doesn't like it when she doesn't get her way, but she has strong adults in her life that come alongside her and show her that you need to be more flexible. Maybe you could do it like this, or maybe you could do it like that. So it's been a great tool and a great reminder to my kids that this is something that we need to try and work on and continually be working on. And I just really loved this book. All right, so that is all of the fun extra resources that we added into our homeschool and or have been using since the beginning. So now read alouds. So we really enjoyed our read alouds this year. Read aloud was a little bit of a hard task for us to get into the groove and be consistent with it, but we did end up reading 3, almost 4 books. We will continue the 4th book throughout summer or in the new school year if we don't get to it this summer for any particular reason. But the first one that we read was The Wild Robot, and this one has been around for a little while, and it was popular in the homeschool community a few years back, and that's how I found out about it, actually from some other YouTube mamas. And at first I wasn't so sure about it, but I kept looking into it, and my children love robots. They love the idea of building and that kind of futuristic world with that. So it is such a good book. I've heard some people don't like it, but my boys loved it. I loved it. My husband loved it. He read some of it to the kids, and it has a few things that maybe you wouldn't like, but you need to research it for yourself. But we loved how it explored nature and so many different concepts. I felt like I was getting a science lesson out of it at times with the nature and just different things. So we loved this one. Definitely check it out. It was super, super good. And my kids did not want that book to end, so they found out that there was a sequel. So we picked up The Wild Robot Escapes, and we ended up reading this one super, super fast. We just couldn't put it down. We really liked it. It kept my boys' attention. They really, really liked it, and they did not want this book to end. But there is a 3rd one supposedly coming out next year, so we're excited about that. Yeah, we really liked these. It kept our attention. It kept the boys' attention, and I really loved that they could tell me what was happening. They could tell me back. They wanted to know more, and we still talk about these books. So that was our experience with them. I hope you try them out, and I hope you like them as much as we did. But everybody likes different books, but they're definitely a good book to try out. But like I said, everybody is going to have different opinions of books. So then we read Mr. Popper's Penguins, and I've heard a lot of controversy about this book. It can be quite silly, and it's very old school thinking and just a little over the top sometimes. I've seen the movie, but I don't think I'd ever read the book, so I thought it would be fun to pick up the book. We watched the movie after. But yeah, it was just a fun book, and the kids thought that the penguins were super fun, and they thought it was ridiculous that there was a bunch of penguins living in a house, and they could just not imagine this. So it was a fun read, and we loved it. It can be a little bit dry at times, though, and hard to navigate, but we did like it. The kids enjoyed it. They thought, this is just so silly and fun. And then I found out on Amazon that there was a second book or a different book about Mr. Popper's Penguins. It's a original adventure inspired by Mr. Popper's Penguins. So this is it. It just released last September. It's the Popper Penguin Rescue, and I believe it's supposed to take place after they take the penguins, like after the end of the book. And so this is like another family that have something to do with penguins, and we are only like this much in. We have a lot more to read, but it's been a really fun adventure checking out another family. These people are related to the Popper family, and yeah, so it's a little bit of a continuation of the story, but I feel like it's with different penguins because it's like baby penguins. Yes, I just don't want to give away too much to you, but if you like penguins and you want to explore the Popper's Penguin world, this is a fun one. I'm not at the end of it yet, so I do not know. I just wanted to go ahead and share it with you if you did not know about this. And yeah, these are our read alouds that we have read. If you want to know more about this, I can try and let you know as we finish it, but I don't want to give you anything away in the books. I could go on about the wild robot and all of the amazing science lessons and different things in there, and just how much we loved it and give away the ideas, but I don't want to do that. So these are just some resources that we liked in our homeschool, that we used in our homeschool, and that I thought I would go ahead and share with you to give you some ideas for your upcoming school year or maybe your summer reading list. And yeah, so I hope this video inspired you to find some amazing resources that are going to work for your family in the summer or upcoming school year. And I will be back with a new video soon. Until next time, Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more homeschooling encouragement and life videos as we homeschool and live life, and hopefully inspire you along the way in our homeschooling journey. All right, bye for now.